Shalom. I got a quick one for you. I'm going to give it to you in a nutshell, okay? Just hang with me. The Great Commission. And the passage of scripture I will use in Matthew chapter 28, verse 19 and 20. Yeshua said to his disciples, he said, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations, teaching them to observe all the things whatsoever I have commanded you." What was it that Yeshua taught? What was it that he commanded his disciples to do and to follow and to teach? The Torah. To teach, to follow the instructions of the Father. Yeshua did not come with his own message. In John chapter 8, verses 28 and 29, he said that he only spoke those things that he heard his Father speak to him. In verse 29, he said, "I always do those things that are pleasing to him." I find it interesting that those things, you can go back to Deuteronomy chapter 6, chapter 12, and chapter 13. Those things has a common denominator. Following the instructions that was given to Moses on Mount Sinai. Follow the instructions of the Torah of how he wants us to live, how he wants us to live, how he wants us to walk, to be in a right standing with him. There is no other way. The only way that you can please the Father and worship him in truth and in spirit is by following the instructions of the Torah, keeping the commandments that apply to you as an individual. And, you know, if that's not being taught on Sunday mornings, if the man that's standing up behind the pulpit is not encouraging you or teaching you to follow Torah, then you need to run. You need to get out of there. Because he's not teaching truth. I don't care how good it sounds or how encouraging it sounds. If the message that you hear on Sunday morning is not Torah based, you're in the wrong place. Now, in Isaiah chapter 8 verse 20, listen to what the prophet said. "To the law and to the testimony, if they teach not, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there's no truth in them." You can't deny that. It's time to quit playing religion. It's time to get serious about a walk with the Father, to seek him, to know his will. Going to church on Sunday morning and taking the pastor's word for it is not good enough. We need more Bereans within the church. Paul told Timothy, "Study to show thyself approved." There's no excuse for a lack of knowledge. There's no excuse for being ignorant of the truth. I think this is just my opinion. I think there's a spirit called lazyitis in the church where people just don't want to study. Well, my pastor said this, so I accept it as truth. Yeah, that could lead you to the wrong path, to the wrong destination. Study the word for yourself. Hold your pastor accountable for what he's teaching. Know what the word says. Study it for yourself. If what you've been taught or what you're hearing on a weekly basis does not line up with the Torah or Torah based, it's a false doctrine. If your pastor is not encouraging you to observe the biblical Sabbath, to observe the 7 biblical feasts, to keep the kosher diet, to walk uprightly for the Father, then your pastor is a false teacher. Get out of the synagogue of Satan. Get out. No excuse for not knowing the truth. I know this might be kind of hard to swallow, but chew on it, meditate on it, and be blessed. And shalom.